Yeah, boom. 40 shooting like a boom. Smack 'em. Cool.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the NBA Recap. Let's start back doing another video, back doing another episode. And today we're going to talk about some of the games that went on yesterday. Because yes, 2 games went on yesterday, and the NBA is officially back after the All-Star break. Man, you know it's always nice to have the NBA right after coming back after the All-Star game. And you know we had two nice games of what I want to talk about, man. Big games from both sides of the floor. Also want to continue my Western Conference Finals and my Eastern Conference Finals picks, and we're gonna see if which teams are gonna beat which team, and we're gonna see if our teams can make it to the finals, man. Also want to talk about some specifics that went on in the NBA and different rumors that are going around and things that are going on, and yeah. So now it's been a while. Without further ado, let's get into these games. Now, the first game I want to talk about is the Spurs got lost to the Mavericks, man. Sucks. It's bad, but you know. But apparently, the NBA dropped some new NBA earned jerseys from the 16 playoff teams that made it last year. So this is the Mavs debut of their jerseys, man. It honestly looks like one of their jerseys that they just wear all the time. It looks like their away jersey, in my opinion. But hey, sweet jersey, man. Luka had a big game, triple double. You know what I'm saying? How the way he gets triple doubles is so easy nowadays. It's ridiculous, but at the same time, it's Luka Doncic. Superstar in year 3 already. DeMar DeRozan had a really big game. I believe he had 30 and 11. Now, his playmaking has evolved so much ever since he went to the Spurs, man. Ridiculous. I love the way the play development has worked for him. And even though he's been in the league for like a long time now, it's like he's finally like reaching like his like full potential. Um, I don't. He's not really taking that many threes as he did in the beginning of the season. The beginning of the season, he took hella threes, but now he's kind of shimmered out into the. Yeah, obviously he's a mid range killer, but as far as like the 3 man, he doesn't shoot as much. He's looking like Jimmy Butler out there a little bit, but at the same time, still decent and still doing his thing for the Spurs. I know DeJounte Murray had an okay game. Pretty all around game for him. I know Porzingis had a really good game. I think he had like 29 and 13 or something like that, 29 and 14 or something like that. So like a good game for him. And yeah, this was a good game from start to finish. I really liked how they were getting a lot of foul calls on Luka. It was kind of weird that seeing those foul calls, but like, hey, sometimes you just gotta move on and see what's gonna happen. And yeah, for the Spurs, I know for the Spurs, they also parted ways with Marcus Aldridge finally. After he came back from his injury, he's kind of going off the bench, and then they were just like, no, we just don't need you anymore. When he went out, they were really successful. So then when he came back, he was coming off the bench, and he wasn't really producing as much. So they just let him go. Officially, Greg Popovich said in an interview that they officially let him go, and now he's gonna. I wonder what teams are gonna be looking for a guy like Lamarcus Aldridge. In my opinion, I'm looking at the Celtics. Maybe I don't know. I don't know if they really want an old, center. But at the same time, he still brings you value, but not as good as he like usually do. Like used to, like 2 years ago, like dude averaged like 20 plus points. So I think he still has some value. But at the same time, I don't know which teams are gonna want him. Hey man, he could go back to the Blazers for all we know. Who knows, man? Next thing I want to talk about is the Grizzlies beat the Wizards, man. This was a great game from all 3 players of the Grizzlies. John Morant had 20 plus, Desmond Bain had 20 plus, and Valanciunas had 20 plus. Valanciunas had a really mean game. He had 29 and 20, a 2020 game with 4 blocks, man. He did really good for my fantasy team. But yeah, he had a really nice job on the glass. He was fired up. He was throwing down slams. He was throwing down slams, throwing down alley oop slams. And I've never seen him that fired up before in my life until this game. I don't know why. I don't know what happened at the All-Star break. I don't know what happened. But hey, he's doing his thing, and he's helping the Grizzlies win. Um, John Morant, obviously, John Morant's still gonna do John Morant things. He turned Westbrook around. Yeesh, man. But yeah, Desmond Bain. Desmond Bain had a really nice game. I know a lot about Desmond Bain. He's like they invested a lot into him. I know that he came out. I forget what college he came out of, but yeah, he did really well for. He's doing really well for them, and he's their starter. So now he has to get like a lot of minutes, a lot of points. They're still implementing Justin Winslow into the lineup, man. I really don't know when they're gonna get Jaron Jackson back, but yeah, I think they really need him to make that play because I believe this team is very, very well constructed. But I just think that like they need that Jaron Jackson figure in. They need that Jaron Jackson figure because Valanciunas, as well as Valanciunas is doing this season, he can't like do everything for like the forwards. He can't do everything for the forwards, man, for the centers. So you need Jaron Jackson there to meet another big body. I don't know when he's coming back, man. They still have not said anything because I really like what he does when he comes back, man. He has the awkward three, but it's green every time he makes it. So I really hope that he does come back healthy and ready to fulfill his requirements for this team and helping them to make a playoff push. Do they make a playoff push with Jaron Jackson in the lineup? I don't know yet. I really don't know yet. I mean, they're a really good team. I believe they're ninth in the West. Obviously, they're a really good team. They should have made it last year. But, the Blazers happened, Damian Lillard happened, and yeah, a lot of good thing, a good game for them. For the Wizards, man, this was a game that Russell Westbrook had a pretty nice game, 20 and 10, I believe. This is a game that Bradley Beal did not shoot the ball very well. He had like 20 plus points, but he had shot 6 for 22. So yeah, bad game for him, like 1 of 8 from three. Yeah, bad game for him. I think it's just that all star like feedback, I guess, coming out of him. So I think he's gonna obviously have a bounce, but the dude's averaging 32 points per game, leading the league in scoring. I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be fine. Um, for the Wizards, man, I know I was one of the guys who was saying that they should be a playoff team, but I really don't know at this point. I mean, they're such a weird team nowadays. I mean, they got two stars, but at the same time, like they're losing. I feel like this is a game that they could have won, even though the Grizzlies are really nice, but they could have won this game. But Valanciunas happened, John Morant happened, Desmond Bain happened, and I think they can pull through, but I don't know if they're gonna pull through in time. Because there's like what 35 plus games, 33 plus games left in the season, man. They gotta make a playoff push now if they want to make the playoffs. So I believe they are a dangerous team if they make the playoffs, in my opinion. But I don't know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments. All right. So we're going to continue with our Western Conference and Eastern Conference Finals pools. Now we came off the last video saying that Lakers and Clippers would headline the Western Conference Finals, and Sixers and the Nets would headline the Eastern Conference Finals. Now, in my opinion, now obviously we know what every team must be. The criteria we made for this is that every team has to be healthy, and we're gonna see if they can make it to the finals. As of right now, and as they're presently constructed, can they make it to the finals? And we're going to start off with the Western Conference pool and the Lakers and the Clippers, man. Lakers and the Clippers. The storied rivalry between these guys, man, is pretty insane to me. I mean, last year we all saw what happened to the Clippers last year, man. Every Clippers nightmare happened in the playoffs, man. When they blew a 3-1 lead to the Denver Nuggets, it happened, man. Everything, a lot of stuff went on. A lot of stuff went on in the locker room. A lot of different things were made. Doc Rivers was let go, and Montrezl Harrell was let go, obviously, to the Lakers, ironically. And yeah, they have a new team. They got new guys, Luke Kennard and Serge Ibaka. Even though Luke Kennard is not really playing to his money that he was given, but hey, still doing his thing. I think that this team could definitely beat the Lakers, but I don't think it will happen because on the Lakers side, you got LeBron. If everyone's healthy, obviously, you got LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Marcus Gasol, Dennis Schroeder. That's tough, Dennis Schroeder. I love when he says that. You got you got a guy in KCP. Even though he's been kind of streaky, he hasn't really been shooting the ball very well until the Sacramento Kings game, where he kind of had to step up because there's no LeBron James, no Anthony Davis. So I think that and you guys coming off the bench and Montrezl Harrell. I think that's a little psyche for them. You got Montrezl Harrell coming off the bench, even though he was a former Clipper, literally last year. And you have guys in Alex Caruso, Kyle Kuzma, Keith Morris, who else? Alex Caruso, Taylor Horton Tucker. They got the new guy in Damian Jones. If he's still in the lineup, I don't know. He just got signed to another 10-day contract, so I think they still liked him. I thought he did pretty well for them in those, I think, two or three games that he had with them. So I think he did pretty well. So I don't know if they're gonna keep him. At the same time, they're looking for other guys in Drummond. But as they're currently constructed right now, I believe the Lakers will beat the Clippers in 5. I believe they will beat the Clippers in 5. As much as the Clippers have improved this year, I still think they're going through some problems at the end of the day. Paul George is still going to be Paul George, man, superstar status. I don't know if he's going to do in the playoffs. I really hope he does in the playoffs because people have been shitting on him ever since he did bad in the playoffs. You know, he did decent except for Game 7. He was pretty garbage. But at the same time, he's still a superstar. The Paul George hate is ridiculous. Like people saying way off P, pay off P, pandemic P. That's the one that's trending. So yeah, I think it's really stupid, but you still got a guy, and you still got 2 All-Star wings in Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, which can take you far out. But you've been beating LeBron James, Anthony Davis. If Anthony Davis healthy, now obviously if Anthony Davis is not healthy, and the Clippers are gonna sweep. Okay, not sweep, but like definitely beat this thing 4-2, if not 7. But at the end of the day, I still think the Lakers can beat this team in 5. I would push it to 6, but I'm not too sure. It's really between 5 and 6 for me. 5 and 6 for me. I'm not too sure what the Clippers will do in the trade deadline. That will obviously change my opinion, especially with the Lakers as well, since the Lakers are looking at Drummond for some reason. Drummond or Hassan Whiteside, and they're leaning more towards Drummond if he gets bought up by the Cavs. But I think, yeah, this would be obviously be a fire matchup because we want to see this last year, but we didn't get to see it because Clippers did not hold up their end of the deal. So, but hey, things happen for a reason. Maybe this is the revenge tour. Who knows, man? In the East pool, man, we got the Sixers versus the Nets, man. This is probably the most anticipated Eastern Conference Finals matchup. First of all, I hope the Sixers even make it there because they have had these things in the past. But hey, I think the Sixers can pull through. Definitely, this will be a way for the Sixers to redeem themselves against the Nets, but the Nets are a powerhouse. I don't care what he says. Kevin Durant, James Harden, Kyrie Irving. I really don't know what's gonna happen exactly when since in the playoffs, man, the games usually slow down, so you have to really strategically know what you're gonna do. But you got 3 of the best ISO scorers in the game. You got Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, Bruce Brown, Joe Harris, Landry Shamet, Nick Claxton. So a lot of guys to play around. But in my opinion, I think Sixers will lose to the Nets. The Nets will win this series in the 6 games because I think Sixers are definitely constructed this year, and I think they are able to get at least 2 games against them because Joel Embiid will just feast. I really hope Joel Embiid he doesn't play like he's doing now. Because he's an MVP candidate. I swear, if he goes the Giannis route, I'm going to scream. Because Joel Embiid, man, you're such a dominant player. I really hope I see this in the playoffs. So, for the Sixers fans' case, for the Nets' case, I hope Joel Embiid plays well. But at the same time, I do believe the Nets will beat this team as long as Kevin Durant actually comes back like now. Because apparently he's going to be sitting out for the rest of the week. So, I don't know what's going to happen, but I do think that the Nets can beat the Sixers in 6 games the way that they will be constructed in the future. But that was it for this video. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Tell me in the comments if you want me to do like a review on the NBA Earn jerseys, man. I saw the jerseys, man. They look pretty fire. I don't know if you guys want to give me my personal review, but hey, as always, we out. Peace.
Why do they get up and leave? Tell you they love you, then get up and leave. I show the loyalty.